for the answers to him.
Alright, so I'm sorry I forgot your name.
Brent.
Again.
Brent Green.
Brent Green. I'm Matt Flame. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Matt.
Alright, so my first question for you.
No, it's in reverse. Are you gonna flip it?
I'm gonna flip it.
Yeah.
I'll take good care of it. But my first question is, have you ever read any of Tolstoy's art theory?
Fuck art theory. What's wrong with
I'm
you?
an art historian.
Oh, nope.
Okay, well, Tolstoy had this idea that
How about instead of talking about that, we talk about Tolstoy dying at a bus stop?
he died at a bus stop.
He died at a bus stop.
I didn't know that.
It's much more interesting than art theory. Like, see, when there's shit out here like this, I don't understand why people like focus on color theory, which is retarded, right? Fucking Tolstoy, his entire life, he wanted to be this like free-spirited dude, like where he was like out amongst the people and just living off the land and that kind of thing. And he didn't. He was rich. He had like this giant estate, right? But when I don't know how old he was when he died. He was like 82 or 83, and he decided like. It turned out about 3 weeks before he died, he was starting to get sick, and he was like, fuck it, I'm going. And so Tolstoy, he took off. He got like a bag full of clothes, and he started wandering, and he got to like this bus station, which was literally across town from his house, and he hung out on a bench at the bus station where he got sicker and sicker, and all these people came and surrounded, well, I guess it was a train station at the time, not a bus station, surrounded Tolstoy, like doctors and all these people surrounded Tolstoy, and watched him die. And like after he went unconscious, they pulled him back to his house, and he died at his house. Do you want to talk about why he liked the color blue?
Sure, why did he like it?
I don't know.
But have you ever heard his idea about...
I'm gonna take off.
No, you're not doing it. I just have a couple more questions.
Are they about art theory?
No, they're not.
All right, then yeah, I'll talk about that.
Okay, what's your favorite color? No, come on. I'll ask some real questions.
Okay.
Who's your favorite German artist?
Who's my favorite what?
German artist.
I don't know anything about art. This is an accidental job. I got a giant grant when I was 25. Because I didn't go to college.
Okay.
I only qualified for 2 grants, right? And so I got fired from my job when I was 25. And somebody was like, you should apply for some grants with that shit you've been making. And since I didn't go to college and I was only 25, I only qualified for 2 grants. I qualified for the Creative Capital Grant and the Pennsylvania State Council on the Arts. And so I applied for them, and I got them both, right? Which is immensely lucky, and I realized that. But you gotta realize that, like, there are things that are way more interesting and way more important than art. Art just informs the world going around you. Art is supposed to adjust the way you think, maybe jog your mind a little, create some kind of conversation. You know, like, who's your favorite German artist? Like, what's wrong with you?
I think that's a good question.
I disagree
I mean,
wholeheartedly.
this book is based
Who's
on,
your
like,
favorite German artist?
My favorite German artist is Caspar David Friedrich.
Tell me why he's your favorite artist.
Because of, I don't know, because I feel communed with him. I feel like when I look at his work that I'm not lonely anymore.
Well, why should I look at his work? I don't feel lonely. I travel with 7 people in my band.
Yeah? Well, I'm not to that point yet, so I have to look at artwork to feel okay.
That's okay. That's perfectly fine.
Alright, I just have one more question for you.
Is it about art?
Do you ever eat at McDonald's?
No.
Never?
No.
Do you like Burger King?
I don't eat at McDonald's.
Are you a vegetarian?
No, no.
Do you go to co-ops?
No. I live in the middle of nowhere. I go to farmers.
Where do you eat?
Where do I eat?
Yeah.
My girlfriend is an amazing cook. We live in the middle of nowhere in rural Pennsylvania.
Does she make you smoothies?
No, no. This I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she doesn't make me smoothies, but she makes really great coffee, and she's an amazing cook. We live in rural Pennsylvania, in Amish country, and so we do go to all the farmers markets, and we do buy like all our produce and stuff locally, and I love that. I think it's a really great. I mean,
That feels good.
it feels good. It's like a much less. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great all around. It makes the whole world run a little more smoothly.
Yeah. Have you ever tried putting nori on your salad?
I don't know what nori is.
It's seaweed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you crack it up and it has this like crunchy texture and it is salty.
And it's the stuff you buy in those sheets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sheets,
okay.
yeah,
I've never had it on
so
a salad, but
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, it tastes really good, especially with sesame oil.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really love it.
I will do that.
But there's nothing I love more than a big burger.
Oh, yeah.
Medium rare.
I thought you were going to say there's nothing you love better than the German artist you were talking about.
And how do you feel about fair trade coffee?
Fair trade coffee. I actually don't know enough about about the coffee farmers and that kind of thing to understand like is like, you know, killing them and what is not. So, you know, I buy Starbucks coffee regularly.
Yeah.
You know,
That's just as bad as McDonald's, dude.
yeah, I understand that, but at least they're named after a Melville character.
And did you know espresso has less caffeine than coffee in it?
Does it really?
Yeah, it has like half the caffeine, but it tastes better, and it costs more because it's harder to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a fancy espresso maker that I got to reward myself for doing well.
I have a French press.
I have one of those
Yeah, I
too.
love French press. But oh man, I had a really good question, and now it's.
What are your
just-
other favorite Tolstoy books? Is he your favorite Russian writer?
I've never read a Tolstoy book. I only read his essay about the communion of artists.
Oh. He's a great writer. His stuff reads kind of like a really smart soap opera. You know, have you read Dostoevsky?
No, I just read a lot of things about cults and about Jim Jones. I went to the library and said, how many books can I check out? And they said 30, so I got all these books on Satanism and Christianity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what'd you come up with?
I came up with that
Make it real.
I don't like Charles Manson. But I took a Facebook quiz and it told me I most like Charles Manson out of any celebrity. So
He has a fancy house now.
he does. I thought he was in prison.
He does, but it's a really beautiful prison. It's in San Francisco. When you drive by it, you want to commit a crime. I don't know. Charles Manson's probably not that bad. Just as long as you're a better songwriter than he was. You know, maybe have different goals in life.
Yeah. I just kind of just want to write songs like the Ramones, but like Daniel Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the microphones in Mount Erie?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I saw him live, and it was at an old synagogue
Yeah.
in Madison, and it like nearly made me cry in
Yeah.
the front row with the girl I loved and my best friend.
Yeah.
It's just the best feeling.
Yeah, he writes some beautiful stuff.
But I felt a similar way seeing your stuff. Like it felt really good to be alone and see your work.
Like me, Phil Elverum is actually a jerk when you get
Oh,
off the
yeah.
stage.
I think any good artist is a jerk.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to show it. That's why we don't do Q&As.
How long are you in town for?
We're here for the night, and then we're gonna go tomorrow and see House on the Rock and Taliesin, and then head down to Chicago.
Yeah, House of the Rock is cool, and so is Chicago.
Yeah,
There's
not
just
Taliesin. I love Taliesin West. I like Frank Lloyd Wright.
there's a really good art show in River West right now called Kitchen Sink
Yeah.
by Huey Crowley, and he's just this like skate punk art school
And
kid.
he's not related to Alistair.
No, he likes to think he is, but he said he's gonna buy one of my paintings for $666. That's an ink drawing of a meth addict, but it's actually a gallery owner in Milwaukee named John Rippenhoff. And he said as long as I get it framed, he'll buy it.
Yeah,
And then he's gonna put me in. No, my roommate's gonna put me in a skateboard video.
yeah.
Yeah, I just like to think metal with metal. So, all right, this was a good interview.
Yeah,
I'm glad
it
you
was nice
stuck
meeting
around
you.
for it. Yeah, nice meeting you too.
I think Obama is so cool.